Yo, what's good, YouTube, man? It's Gabe with the Hood Fan TV, man. How y'all feeling today? All right, look, make sure you guys like the video and comment on the videos. I love to hear y'all opinions and going back and forth. Love to talk about it. Also, if you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, man. We're going to talk about a lot of Ravens things, Ravens-related topics, all right? So, what today I want to talk about is something that's not Lamar Jackson related, all right? I know we got a lot of stuff going on with the Ravens and Lamar Jackson. Will he, won't he? Will the Ravens finally do it? I know. It's stressful. Let's take a little break from that, right? let's talk about some actual football stuff, right? Now, Ravens, we need to know they need to upgrade the wide receiver room. We know that desperately, okay? So what I did is I want to look at 4 wide receiver names that kind of under the radar that Ravens fans should be keeping an eye out on for these kind of guys, all right? I like their game, so I just want to share their names with you if you haven't heard them already. Now, listen, we already know Jackson Smith-Njigba from Ohio State. We already know Jordan Addison from USC. We already know Quentin Johnston from TCU, so it's not going to be any of those guys. We already know those guys, okay? All right, so now, first of the 4 guys I'm talking about, Zay Flowers, wide receiver, Boston College, okay? 5'10", 180 pounds. In 2022, he had 78 catches, 1,000 yards, 12 touchdowns, okay? 1,077 yards to be exact. This dude is an electric playmaker, okay? He's the type of guy where you can get the ball in his hands at 5 yards. He can make 2-3 guys miss a ticket 80. All right, this is the kind of playmaker that the Ravens need, the kind of guy that they need to have in their offense. Also, it's not just that. He's a sharp route runner. I've seen him lined up inside. I've seen him lined up outside. He wins at both spots. All right. Now, I know the size thing is, Ravens fans probably want a bigger wide receiver. I get that. But I want playmakers, right? If you could do it at 5'10", you could do it at 6'3", 6'5", whatever. I want guys who can make a play. And Zay Flowers is a guy who can make a play. I mean, Boston College wasn't a very, very good team this year. I listened to an interview. He said they had some O-line issues, some young guys at O-line, and their quarterback got hurt, so the season didn't go where they wanted to. But he was far and away the best playmaker on the team. Still, even with all the attention on him, still got off pretty much every game, okay? He has the speed to beat you deep. He's expected to run in the 4.3s. That's what he said. That's what he expects to run himself, is in the 4.3s. Okay, so take your top off kind of defense. Short, intermediate game. He can work all of those areas. I've seen plays of him going over top of defensive backs. So once again, I'm not worried about his size right there. Okay, so Zay Flowers is a name that I want Ravens fans to really hone in and pay attention to. Right now, he's at the East-West Shrine Bowl. I think he's not doing too much there because he's already kind of established as a good name. But looking right now, he's looking at like a late first-round prospect, early second round. So if the Ravens were to get a guy like Zay Flowers, it would probably be with that 22nd overall pick. All right, if your Addisons and JSN and your Quentin Johnsons are already gone, this guy Zay Flowers, he's not like this is our 4th option. This was like D. No, this is a guy whose name should be up there with those other 3 guys. He's that good, okay? All right, second guy I want to talk about. Now, this guy's been my favorite guy to watch so far early in the draft process, excuse me. His name is Tank Dell from Houston. All right, 5'10". Now, listen, when I say this, calm down, okay? 5'10", about 160 pounds, okay? He's a little light right now. But this dude is productive. He's explosive. And he's another guy when you get the ball in his hands, he can make something special happen with the football, all right? Now, he has back-to-back 1,300-yard seasons. 1,300-yard seasons at Houston, all right? This year, he had 109 catches, 1,398 yards, so almost 1,400 yards, and 17 touchdowns. 17 touchdowns. Right now, he's at the Senior Bowl, and he's tearing it up right now. You can look on Twitter, you can look for yourself on YouTube, whatever. He cannot be guarded right now. Like I said, he's 5'10", $160. They cannot guard him, and he's not beating them with straight speed. They're trying to press him. He has a great release package at the line of scrimmage. They can't get their hands on this guy. He's special. I'm trying to tell you. He's special. Okay, so I think he's the kind of guy where he reminds me of almost like Deshaun Jackson. Honestly, size, speed, the weight, everything like that. He kind of reminds me of a Deshaun Jackson. Now, like I said, the weight is a concern. He's 160 pounds. But if he can get on to 170, 175, I'm really okay with him. You know what I mean? Not obviously in 1 year, but in the progression first couple years. If he can gain 10 extra pounds or so, I'm fine with Tank Dell. Like I said, I want playmakers. And this dude is the definition of a playmaker. That's all Tank Dell does is make plays. That's it. All right. Okay. So third guy I want to talk about, Xavier Hutchinson, Iowa State. Sorry, I almost said Ohio State. Iowa State. Excuse me. 6'3", 210 pounds. So yeah, more like what we're talking about, big body kind of receiver. Okay. 2022, 107 catches, 1171 as far as the yards, 6 touchdowns. Now, smooth route runner. He's a guy that uses his body well to create separation from defensive backs. And he uses his big body to where, little subtle movements, not necessarily push-offs, but, veteran plays to where, you get the defensive back off you, right? He's a good target in the red zone. He's a guy that the Ravens can actually maybe throw a jump ball to. Now, I'm not saying that's his main strength, but it's something that he can possibly do. Now, the biggest question on him is his speed. They expect him to run around 4.5s. But honestly, if we look at it, the best receivers in the NFL aren't the guys who run the 4.3s or 4.4. Now, there are guys who do that. I'm not saying there's not. But, Devontae Adams is a 4.5 guy. There's plenty of guys in the NFL who are great receivers who fall in that 4.4, 4.5 range. All right. Now, Xavier Hutchinson, I'm not saying he's going to be the next Devontae Adams. Don't take that from the video. But I'm just saying that don't let that speed be the only thing that's like, oh, I'm way down on this guy. But he's productive. He's been a focal point of their offense for a couple of years. And he's the kind of guy that the Ravens could use as a big body physical receiver who knows how to use his body, right? I think about when the Ravens had Miles Boykin. Miles Boykin had all the physical tools in the world, but he didn't know how to use his frame. And there's nothing worse than somebody who has that height who can't use their frame. All right, so Xavier Hutchinson knows how to use his frame. All right, I think his projection right now is about rounds 3 and 4. He's at the Senior Bowl as well, so go ahead and check him out there. All right, last guy I want to get to is A.T. Perry from Wake Forest. Now, this dude is 6'5", 205 pounds, right? So a nice height, weight, speed combination. Now, in 2022, he had 81 catches, 1,096 yards, 11 touchdowns. All right, he had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons, and in 2015, he also had back-to-back 10-plus touchdown seasons. So last year, 2021, he had 15 touchdowns. All right, and then he had 11 this year. So he finds the end zone. That's basically what I'm telling you. 26 touchdowns the last 2 seasons. The guy gets into the end zone. Now, 6'5", 206. He's not stiff. He's extremely smooth, fluid, fast, and he's a guy that, at his height, he can run past defenders. He can separate from defensive backs. Right now, he's at the East-West Shrine Bowl, and the reports are at practice that he cannot be guarded. Okay, he's running away from defensive backs with good route running, good speed, and just all-around ability just to separate. When the ball gets into his vicinity, he's coming down with it. So now imagine a guy, 6'5", 205, who can beat you short, intermediate, and deep. That's the kind of guy A.T. Perry can be. Now, like I said, I mentioned the speed, but I don't know how fast he's going to run the 40. I don't know. The reports maybe 4.4, 4.5. From what I've seen, they're projecting the guy like A.T. Perry to go from rounds 3 to 5. That's what the projection is right now. Now, if he tears it up, continues to tear it up in the pre-draft process, he could boost up higher into the second round. I don't know. But as of right now, they're saying he's got us around 3 to 5. Okay. So those are 4 wide receiver prospects that I want Ravens fans to know, get familiar with. I might even link some of their highlights down below in the comment section or even in the description. So let me know what you guys think about them, and let me know some names that you want me to look up, and I'm gonna check those guys out as well. All right. It's your boy Gabriel. This is Fan TV. I'm out.